Hello everyone, welcome to the new lecture of lecture series on network analysis and synthesis. In the last classes, we have studied about the Fourier transform and Fourier series, and we have done some examples on Fourier transform, how we can evaluate Fourier transform for any signal and what is its significance and how it will be utilized in circuit analysis, that we will see in today's lecture. So, these are the contents that we are going to cover today. We will find out some of the Fourier transform which are useful in circuit analysis. First one is Fourier transform of gate signal. We will find out gate signal. What is gate signal? We have seen when we have studied about the basic signals, and what will be its Fourier transform, that we will see. We are going to see in today's section. Then we have Gaussian signal. What is Gaussian signal? क्या होता है Gaussian signal and how its Fourier transform will be evaluated, that we will see. Then we will find out Fourier transform for exponentially damped sinusoid, how what is exponentially damped sinusoid and how its Fourier transform will be evaluated, that we will see. And at last we will see for a triangular function how Fourier transform will be evaluated and how it will be, how its frequency spectrum will be. So, first of all we will see Fourier transform of gate signal. So, to find out the Fourier transform, first of all we will define what is gate signal. Gate signal is defined as V. This is a sign to represent the rectangular signal, and obviously it is a function of time, and the denominator capital T represents the width of the gate signal or width of the rectangular signal. It represents the width of the rectangular signal. Another way to represent it mathematically as V, which is the magnitude, rectangular which represent rectangular signal, and this is T by T, again that capital T represents the width of the gate signal. So, we all know the definition for Fourier transform or the formula for Fourier transform, which is minus infinity to infinity x of t e to the power minus j omega t dt. Since our signal is from minus t by 2 to t by 2, यहाँ तक हमारा सिग्नल है माइनस टी बाई से टी बाई 2 तक, वैल्यू इज v. सो माइनस टी बाई 2 टू टी बाई 2 value is v and e to the power minus j omega t dt. So, v, when we will integrate e to the power minus j omega t, we will get e to the power minus j omega t by minus of j omega. So, we will get it as integration of e to the power minus j omega t, e to the power minus j omega t by minus j omega, and the limits are from minus t by 2 to capital T by 2. Now, we have taken minus e by j omega and putting the limits e to the power minus j omega capital T by 2 to e to minus e to the power j omega t by 2. Now, we have v e to the power j omega t by 2 minus e to the power minus j omega t by 2. Now, 2 j, we have j, now we have added 2 into omega t by 2 and t by 2 into 2 in numerator. We have j omega था हमारे पास, we have 2 into t by 2, 2 into t by 2 we have added, just to make the form of sine of omega t by 2 divided by omega of t by 2. So, we will get it as v e to the power j omega t minus e to the power minus j omega t by 2 divided by 2 j will give us sine of omega t by 2, and in denominator we have a sine, sorry, it will be v into t sine of omega t by 2 by omega t by 2, and we have studied that sine of x by x is known as sampling function. So, v into t sampling of omega t by 2. So, this is the Fourier transform of rectangular signal. If this is a gate signal, its Fourier transform will be v t into sampling of omega t by 2. So, we can also write it directly without evaluating by checking the gate signal. For example, the width of the gate signal is, it represents, this part represents area of rectangular signal, this represents area of rectangular signal. Then we have sampling function, obviously it will be omega because we are finding out Fourier transform. Then that t by 2, that t by 2 represents width by 2 of rectangular signal. This represents width by 2 of rectangular signal. For example, if I have a signal, rectangular signal from minus 1 to 1 and its magnitude is 2, if I have a signal x of t, this is gate signal, I can write it directly its Fourier transform by checking the area. Obviously, area will come out 2 into 2, it will be its area into sampling of omega at width is 2 divided by 2, or this will be 4 sampling omega. So, this will be the Fourier transform of this signal, where it represents again area of rectangular signal and omega into 1, that represents width by 2. This is how we can evaluate the Fourier transform of rectangular signal or gate signal. And when we will plot x of omega, obviously this is our x of omega, when we will plot it, we will get it as, this is sampling function, where at pi, at 2 pi, 3 pi and 4 pi, its all value is 0 and it is decaying with omega. So, this is the frequency spectrum of gate signal. This is how we can evaluate Fourier transform for any gate signal. Now, next important signal that is Gaussian signal. It is widely used in the communication system where we have to deal with the noise. So, we will see how its Fourier transform will be obtained और इसका Fourier transform कैसा आता है, that we will see. So, for finding out the Fourier transform of Gaussian signal, we will use properties of Fourier transform. We will use properties, two properties of Fourier transform. First one is, if x of t has a Fourier transform x of omega, then if it is differentiated in time domain, in frequency domain it will be multiplied by j omega, or we can say j into 2 pi f into x of f. Another property that we are going to use is, this is first property that we are going to use, this is second property. If x t has a Fourier transform x omega, then t into x t will have Fourier transform j into d by d of omega of x of omega. This is second property that we are going to use to evaluate or to find out the Fourier transform of Gaussian signal. X of t is e to the power minus pi t square. This is the Gaussian signal representation in mathematical form. When we will differentiate it, we will get e to the power minus pi t square and minus 2 pi t in multiplication, or we can say minus 2 pi t e to the power minus pi t square will be the differentiation of Gaussian signal, or we can write it as minus 2 pi t, because e to the power minus pi t square, x of t was e to the power minus pi t square. So, we have written it as x of t. Now, when we find out Fourier transform on both side, Fourier transform of d by dt of x t equals to Fourier transform of minus 2 pi t x t. We have seen that according to property of Fourier transform, d by dt x t Fourier transform will be j omega x omega, and minus 2 pi is a constant, and second property was t into x t Fourier transform will have j into d by d omega of x of omega. So, this is second property that we have applied, and this is first property that we have applied to find out the Fourier transform. Now, j omega x omega we will keep omega on left hand side and x of omega on right hand side. After doing that, we have d omega, and then integrating both side we will get minus omega by 2 pi d omega equals to dx omega by x omega. So, again minus omega by 2 pi into d omega will have a omega, then ln of x of omega, or we can say x of omega equals to e to the power minus omega square by 2 pi, or minus omega square by 2 pi equals to ln of x of omega. So, e to the power minus pi t square as a Fourier transform e to the power minus omega square by 2 pi. So, if it is x t, which is Gaussian signal, its Fourier transform is e to the power minus omega square by 2 pi, which is again has the same curve. So, Gaussian signal has same Fourier transform, as it is same in time domain and as well as same in frequency domain. So, this property is utilized in communication system. So, this is how we can find out the Fourier transform of any Gaussian signal. Now, the next important signal is e to the power minus a t sine of omega c t u of t. This is known as damped sinusoid. This is known as damped sinusoid because we have a e to the power minus a t. The signal looks like this, e to the power minus a t, and or you can say e to the power minus a t u of t, and it is multiplied with sinusoidal signal. On multiplication we will get the value as this is our e to the power minus a t sin omega c t into u of t. It will be like this. So, e to the power minus a t sin omega c t. So, sin omega c t can be break into e to the power j omega c t minus e to the power minus j omega c t divided by 2j, or we can write it as e to the power 1 upon 2j e to the power minus a t into e to the power j omega c t minus e to the power minus a t into e to the power minus j omega c into t. So, this is our representation in time domain. Now, e to the power minus a t into e to the power j omega c t can be written as e to the power minus of a minus j omega c t minus e to the power minus a t into e to the power minus j omega c t can be written as e to the power minus of a plus j omega c into t. So, its Fourier transform will be 1 upon a minus j omega c plus j omega. We know that e to the power minus a t u of t has a Fourier transform 1 upon a plus j omega. Now, we have e to the power minus of a minus j omega c. Instead of a, we have e to the power minus of a minus j omega c into t u of t. So, its Fourier transform will come out 1 upon a minus j omega c plus j omega. So, its Fourier transform will be 1 upon a minus j omega c plus j omega minus again e to the power minus of a plus j omega c into t 1 upon a plus j omega c plus j omega. So, on further solving it, we will get a plus j omega c plus j omega minus of a minus j omega c plus of j omega, and in denominator a plus j omega c and a plus j omega minus j omega c. So, on solving on numerator, a and a will cancel out, and then j omega c and j omega c will get added, j omega and j omega will get cancel out, we will left with 2 j omega c. Then a plus j omega whole square, in the denominator we will have formula a plus b and a minus b. So, we will get it as a square minus b square, a plus j omega whole square minus j omega c whole square. So, we will get it as omega c upon a plus j omega whole square plus omega c square. So, this will be the Fourier transform or x of omega, Fourier transform x of omega for a damped sinusoid signal. So, this is how we can find out the Fourier transform of any damped sinusoid signal. So, next is Fourier transform of triangular function. So, this is also an important signal which can be used in the circuit analysis, that is triangular function, in which a triangular function is applied in a time period. In this, we are given with triangular signal as minus t by 2 to t by 2 and its value, maximum value is 1. So, we can represent x of t as a into triangular function t upon t, where t again represents the width of the signal. So, here we will use the property of Fourier transform, which is again if x of t will have a Fourier transform of x of omega, then d by dt of x of t will have Fourier transform of j omega into x of omega. We will use this property to find out the Fourier transform of rectangular function. Now, we will find out d by dt of x t. So, d by dt of x t will be evaluated like, so this is the signal, when you will see this signal there is a slope change. Here we will see before minus t by 2 its slope is slope is 0, here slope is, it is rising up to a unit in a time period of t by 2. So, its slope will be 2a by t, slope will be 2a by t. Then again there is a slope, its slope will be, because it is decreasing, so its slope will be minus 2a by t, and at this point again slope again will be 0. So, these are the different slopes. We will utilize these slope values to find out its differentiated value. So, when we will differentiate this signal, we will see that at minus t by 2, at this point we have a change in slope from 0 to 2a by t, we have a change in slope from 0 to 2a by t. So, slope change will be here, slope change will be 2a by t minus 0. So, at this point slope change is 2a by t. So, it will rise to 2a by t unit, at minus t by 2, and it will remain at 2a by t until the next slope change occurs. So, next slope change at 0, at this point we will have next slope change. So, at 0 we have a slope change, it is minus 2a by t now, and before its value is 2a by t. So, total slope change will be minus 4a by t. So, at 0 slope is changing from 2a by t to minus 2a by t. So, there will be a step change from 2a by t to minus 2a by t. So, slope change becomes स्टेप चेंज. तो स्लोप चेंज जो है मेरे सिग्नल में, उसको हम डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे तो वो हमारे स्टेप चेंज में कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं. फर्स्ट स्टेप चेंज यहाँ पर आया 2a by t, second step change at 0 from 2a by t to minus 2a by t, then next step change will be at, next slope change is at t by 2. So, next slope change will be is at t by 2. So, it will be the slope change is 0 minus 2a by t. So, it will be plus 2a by t. So, there will be a step change of 0, slope was 0 minus 2a by t. So, it will come out 2a by t. So, this is going to be the next step value at t by 2, slope becomes 0 to minus 2a by t. So, this is how we obtain the differentiation of any triangular function. We check for the slope changes, जहाँ जहाँ slope changes हो रहे हैं, we will find out those points where there are slope changes. Then we will find out, we will convert slope changes into step changes. पहला स्टेप स्लोप चेंज मेरा माइनस टी बाई 2 पर हुआ था, तो जितना स्लोप चेंज वहाँ हुआ था सिग्नल में उतना ही स्टेप चेंज हमने कर दिया यहाँ पर 2a by 2. नेक्स्ट स्लोप चेंज हुआ था 0 पर, तो हमने जितना स्लोप चेंज हुआ था उतना स्टेप चेंज कर दिया 0 पर. देन नेक्स्ट स्लोप चेंज हुआ था मेरा t by 2 पर, तो जितना स्लोप चेंज हुआ था उतना चेंज कर दिया t by 2 पर. So, if I will find out its Fourier transform, its differentiated value, according to property it will be j omega x omega. इसका Fourier transform किसके इक्वल होगा? j omega of x omega, where our real xt is this one. Now, we will again differentiate this. So, we will get it as d2 dxt by dt square. Now, we will differentiate d by dt of xt again to d2 xt by dt square. Now, whenever there is a step change, it will generate an impulse at that point. For example, at minus t by 2 we have a step change, here is 0 and the value rises to 2a by t. So, at minus t by 2 step change from 0 to 2a by t. So, minus t by 2 पर मेरा स्टेप चेंज हुआ डी बाई डी टी ऑफ एक्स टी में. सो इट विल लीड टू एन इम्पल्स ऑफ वैल्यू 2a by t. So, at minus t by 2 it will generate an impulse. Now, next step change is at 0. At 0 step change from 2a by t to minus 2a by t. So, total step change is minus 4a by t. So, at 0 we will have an impulse of minus 4a by t. The next step change is at t by 2. From 4a by t from minus 2a by t to 0 in d by dt of x t. So, it will generate a step change of 2a by t at t by 2. So, its Fourier transform will be j omega square of x of omega. Now, j omega x square of omega we can write it as we have an impulse at minus t by 2. So, j omega whole square x of omega will have 2a by t impulse value, because the impulse is occurring at t by 2. So, we will have a factor of e to the power j omega t by 2. So, we will have j omega square x of omega 2a by t e to the power j omega t by 2. Next impulse is at 0 and impulse value is minus 4a by t. So, we will have minus 4a by t because it is at 0. So, we will have e to the power j 0, its value will be 1, then plus t by 2, t by 2 impulse value is 2a by t. So, 2a by t e to the power minus j omega t by 2, because impulse occurs at t by 2. Now, we will find out x of omega 2a by omega square t. Now, we have converted into the formula e to the power j omega t by 2 e to the power minus j omega t by 2 minus 2, which can be represented in e to the power j omega t by 4 minus e to the power minus j omega t by 4 whole square, which is a minus b ka whole square we have used here. Now, again its square value. So, we have converted into the formula of sin square omega t by 4 to omega t by 4 ka whole square. So, its value will come out a t by 2 sampling square of omega t by 4, and it is this is frequency spectrum. Again this is area of triangular pulse, and this one is width by 4 of triangular pulse. So, you can see in this its area is half into a into t by 2 plus half into a into t by 2, which is a t by 2, and its width is t. So, we have written it as area of triangular pulse a t by 2 and omega sampling square into omega into t by 4. This is how we can find out the Fourier transform of triangular signal. So, this is the referred book, you can use this book for reference. Thank you so much.